Once again, this song is your man B coming at you live and direct. I listened to my show earlier this week. I noticed I never say this. Good afternoon, good people. Good afternoon, good people. I'm going to say it again. Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. It's the End of the Bench podcast. It's your boy coming at you as I do every 168 hours. It's Wednesday. It's the show. I'm coming at you. I'm going to hit you with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I even want you to participate. If you want to participate later on, I'll let you know when. 773-797-2408. That is 773-797-2409. I'm slipping. Now, it's been an interesting few days. You had the Basketball Hall of Fame. We're going to talk about the Basketball Hall of Fame and what exactly that is and what qualifies you. We're going to talk about the NFL. The NFL, for those who enjoy the National Football League, we are going to look at the National Football League, and we're going to look at the picks, we're going to look at the players, we're going to look at a little bit of everything. And what I'm also going to do is this. I'm going to give you the players who I think are the best in the game. I'm going to rank players from 1 to 5 over this coming season. We're going to see what they look like, where you rate them, where they are rated, and so forth and so on. I'm going to give you my players, hopefully, while you in the chat room, y'all doing the chat room goon thing, your boy coming at you. We're going to get it kicked off. Now, last night, the Basketball Hall of Fame. Very interesting program. You had the homie Jason Kidd reading off the teleprompter. People criticized him for reading off the teleprompter like he was used to it. But this dude is a basketball player. People, come on, man. Cut the man some slack. He's a basketball player. Then you had Steve Nash, who spoke eloquently about his career. You had Ray Allen looking like a low-key Sammy Davis Jr., like he's finna start singing, and the Rat Pack was gonna come out and hand him a couple martinis or whatever. You had Don Nelson. The Hall of Fame situation is a culmination of a wonderful career and everything that encompasses your career. They also had one of my all-time favorites. Well, four of these guys are four of my favorite players ever. And all four of these, they some of the best players ever. They even had, hey, I told y'all, man, no matter what you do in sports, you're going to have some Chicago in there. They had the homie Mo Cheeks on there from Chicago, live and direct from Chicago. Mo Cheeks got it in. Don Nelson was there. It was amazing. But the question I have, even with all that, and you looking around the room, you see the all-time greats and people paying homage to the all-time greats, showing mad love and things of that nature. What makes a Basketball Hall of Famer? Now, before you answer, or before anything, you see anything about it, this is the Basketball Hall of Fame. Initially, I was kind of disappointed in it being the Basketball Hall of Fame, because I'm like, Basketball Hall of Fame, it's supposed to be for pros and this, that, and the third. But see, the difference is, I don't know about Major League Baseball. They don't do it this way, and maybe they should. But the thing that trips me out about this entire situation is, it is the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. And maybe because we're used to the one Hall of Fame that covers everybody is the Basketball. We're used to Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. We're used to the Professional Football Hall of Fame. And maybe, just maybe, the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame and the Professional Football Hall of Fame should become the Hall of Fame for everybody. Because, see, the thing is, American football is not played outside of the borders of America with the fervor that is played inside of America. But baseball is a game that's played worldwide. the Japanese league, you've had people like Ichiro come over here and treat these pitchers like they were little league guys. You know, Ichiro won the league MVP, rookie of the year. Oh, he's had every pleasure in baseball but to win a World Series, and you never know what's going to happen with that. So, you know, we're going to see what's going on with that. And, you know, it is a situation to whereas we are going to find out what's going on with that. So when you're looking at the situation, you have a all-encompassing Hall of Fame in the basketball. A lot of people say, "Hey, man, we don't want a basketball Hall of Fame. We want a NBA Hall of Fame." And initially, I used to feel that way. And now I've changed my mind. I'm going to look at it like we need a basketball Hall of Fame. Definitely. We just need a basketball Hall of Fame. And the reason I say that is you got basketball being played in Africa. You got basketball being played in China. You got basketball played every place in America. I mean, every place on the globe. And you just can't say, hey, it's all about you. It's all about the NBA, because it can't just be all about the NBA. So when you say it's not all about the NBA, you find yourself in a situation to whereas if it's not about the NBA, you have people like Dino Roger. Obviously, Dino Roger plays someplace else, because when you look up the statistics of a Dino Roger, you go, hey man, how the hell is he in the Hall of Fame? And the matter of the fact is, he played a major part of his career outside of basketball. Come on, man. Dino Roger played 4 years in the league. He averaged 16 points a night and 8 rebounds. That's not Hall of Fame worthy. He's a forward in the center. He's 6'11". But I'm quite sure if you go somewhere else and look up his statistics in other places, Dino Roger must be one of the most outstanding players in the history of the game. Otherwise, the Basketball Hall of Fame wouldn't have put him in the Hall of Fame. So when you look at it that way, here's the question. With that being said, does Stephon Marbury deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Stephon Marbury had a very good NBA career. I mean, was he Michael Jordan, anybody? Because, you know, anytime you say somebody good, dumbass people say, oh man, he wasn't good as Jordan. No shit, you know. No shit, Sherlock. He wasn't good as Jordan. But the thing is, was this dude, you know, when you look at Marbury, is he a Hall of Famer? Because Steph was a demon. Steph made a couple All-Star teams. Steph made a couple, I think a couple All-NBA teams. Marbury was a decent player, you know. And now he's gone overseas and made himself a Chinese legend. How crazy is that? A black dude from Brooklyn, New York, has made himself a Chinese basketball legend. But when you look at him, you got Steph going 19 points a night for his career and 7.6 rebounds. He had some of his best years in Phoenix. He played 3 years in Phoenix where he averaged 21 and 8. New Jersey, he averaged 23 and 8 as well. And you know, he tailed off. He had some personal issues. That's not really what we're talking. We're not talking about Stephon Marbury's personal life. But when you look at this, you have to say a 2-time All-Star. I'm quite sure he was All-NBA a couple of times. I'm looking this up right now. This is a dude who was physically unstoppable. He was the first Russell Westbrook, if you really... personally, I think he was better than Russ. But body type, extremely physical, athletic as all outdoors, explosive to the basket, and things of that nature, you have to say Stephon Marbury was the first version of a Russell Westbrook. When you look at Steph, you see Russ. You see, man, this is something we never seen before. Just like I think Kevin Johnson, a dude who did make it, was the first inclination of Derrick Rose. Injuries and all. But the thing is, when you look at these guys, you see these guys, they acting a fool, they cutting up. You know. And what happens? You know, what happens to these guys? Why, you know, so how can Steph not be made a Hall of Famer? I'm distracted. I ain't gonna lie to you. People keep calling my damn phone, and these are friends. That's why I'm focused now. Now, but back to what I was saying. Is Stephon Marbury a Hall of Fame? That's the real question. Is Stephon Marbury a Hall of Fame? If Dino Rogers Hall of Fame, is Stephon Marbury Hall of Fame? What do you have to do to get in the Hall of Fame? Is it like me? I'm not a stats person. Even though I have tons and tons and tons and tons of stats in my head, and at this point they're useless information outside of this show. But I'm not the dude that's standing around saying, see, blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. No, that's not what I'm doing. I am not doing that. I'm not going to quote to you, Stephon Marbury and this guy had the same numbers, so he should have done this. Because if you really want to, if we want to get into numbers and we're going to do that numbers chase thing, let's look at Scottie Pippen numbers. Scottie Pippen clearly got robbed in regards to Defensive Player of the Year to start that off. I wasn't even going there, but anytime I say Scottie Pippen, I want to slap the hell out of somebody knowing Scottie Pippen was never Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best on-ball defenders we've ever seen in the history of this game. I don't give a damn who you are. Now, when you look at Scottie Pippen 12 years with the Bulls, he had 17 points, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. That does not say champ. That does not say 50 greatest or Hall of Famer. But when you saw Scottie play, when you saw Scottie Pippen play, Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Fame. I mean, at the end of the day, remember, I did my list this week, and I told you guys from the Supreme Court, and if you don't know who the Supreme Court is, let me explain it to you. It's the top 9 players at whatever we talking about that week. Last week it was the top 9 players that didn't make the Hall of Fame. Now, if you want to compare Hall of Fame numbers, Scottie Pippen's numbers, his pure numbers, 16 points for his career, 6.4 rebounds for his career, 5.2 assists for his career, 47% shooting from the field for his career, 70% free throw shooter for his career. Now, he has a player efficiency rating of 18.6 and a 125.1 win share. So I really don't know what the hell that means. But he's a 7-time All-Star. He's a 6-time NBA champion, 10-time All-Defensive team, and an NBA All-Star MVP. Now, when you look at those numbers, you go, well, he sound decent. But when you watch the game, you see something that the numbers will never tell you. Scottie locking down people, not locking down Grant Hill, but slowing down Grant Hill. Even though Grant Hill averaged 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists against Scottie Pippen and Mike, two of the best on-ball defenders in the history of the game. But just think, Grant Hill's a dude who was giving you 27 at one point. And 4-point difference in the NBA game is a hell of a difference, because most games back in the day, that is, came down to 5 or 6 points. So if you could knock Grant Hill 4 points off his average, and he was averaging 8-9 rebounds and 6-7 assists, if you could knock him down 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 points, you've done a hell of a lot in regards to helping your team win the game. And people just don't get that. So when you look at the Hall of Fame, you cannot exclusively look at numbers. Because if you look at the Hall of Fame and you go by numbers, then you would assume, no disrespect to Steve Nash, Steve Nash is on the same Hall of Fame plane as Jason Kidd. And sorry, people, he's just not. People, Steve Nash is not the type of Hall of Fame Jason Kidd is. I'm sorry, he's not. Jason Kidd, people always talking about the weak East. Jason Kidd took a team to back-to-back NBA Finals. He lost to Kobe and Shaq and Duncan and Robinson and that crew.